grew up in a household of 4. I'm 3 of 4. I am, I guess, the middle of the females. So I have an older sister, 1 brother who's older than me, and then 1 younger sister. We all were raised Catholic and super like old school Mexican. They've always really controlled everything about me in terms of like the appearance, and then also they were like, well, you know what, if you don't go to college, then you can't live in this house. That's how my family is, at least my parents, and that's how we all grew up.
Some people may not like it, why she's wearing it. I think they can ask me that question, I can answer that question. You cannot tell Samoan history without Tonga in the, and vice versa. You cannot talk about Tongan history without Samoa in it. So it's 2 different cultures, 2 different arts. I grew up in Tonga, but I learned about Samoa. I grew up with Samoans, and I also have a Samoan sister.
So my parents were always talking negatively about any sort of body modification, any type of piercings outside of females having their ears pierced, and specifically tattoos. They were always like, dude, that's no class, you look like trash. Growing up, I always felt like I can't agree with what they're saying, but I was so young that I'm like, well, I mean, they are older, so they do know more than me. And like, it never sat well with me to think that just because they say something that it is what it is. So in high school, I was kind of a rebel, and because I guess I couldn't really express myself any other way, I was always into like piercings, into like cool, different, like I guess what you would classify as weird clothing, and tattoos was one of the things that I really, really enjoyed. But I was so young, I didn't really understand at that time why I liked it so much. So I kind of just ignored it, because of course my parents weren't going to be open-minded and like, okay, yeah, sure, go get your tattoo. That was high school. But then I went to college, and now you're in a pool of a bunch of intellectuals that are constantly questioning their self-existence, their culture, their religion. They're constantly just questioning everything, that I was like, huh, you know what, maybe my parents do have a point, because now that I'm looking at these women that have like these sleeves and like these tattoos that you can see, yeah, it says a lot about them. It speaks that, God, they're just trashy looking people. Like, yeah, I don't think I want my skin to have these marks anymore, because I don't want to be placed in this box of trash. So that was me in college. So stupid, I know. I graduated college, and now I'm like, what I like to believe, that I'm way more open-minded and I'm more accepting of other view and schools of thought, that now I'm just like, dude, tattoos are fucking cool. Like, for whatever reason people get them, I think just the fact that you're willing to put this piece of art on your body for others to see, I think that's like a form of honesty. It's a form of like, hey, this is who I really am, and I want you to see it.
I have seen so many artists modified patterns to make it look cool, and then when you ask the client what is the tattoo, they can't explain it, because the artist cannot explain it. He just made it up yesterday and today. And so the new Polynesian generation, or new artists, kids growing up, will follow. It's like a blind man leading a blind man.
I wouldn't recommend tattoos per se. I just recommend doing something that you've always wanted to do. Whether it's tattoos or bungee jumping or buying these one-time really expensive shoes just because it's gonna make you feel happy or whatever. Like, I feel that if you really want something, just do it, with the exception of not hurting other people and not hurting yourself. Because I know a lot of you fuckers right now are gonna start writing these crazy comments like, well, what if I did this? You only live once. I don't mean stuff like that. Like, you gotta be wise about it. And like, if tattoo is something that you really want, there's nothing to be scared of. I hear a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to get something, but I'm so scared, and it's gonna be on my skin for life. Then that's kind of a good indicator for you not to get anything. And maybe you should just own a dog or buy a plant or something. You should get whatever it is that your heart desires.
There's a lot of wipe and cleaning. I don't do that often.
Wipe and cleaning?
Yeah, where artists keeps wiping down the skin.
Oh yeah.
I don't do that.
Why?
Part of it, I don't need to look back and check.
Oh.
And when you keep wiping the skin, it irritates the skin.
Yes.
It hurts the person getting tattoo.
I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This guy wiped every single time, and just the wiping alone felt like sandpaper on a rug burn.
I know. So
Horrible.
that's why my work looks dirty.
I don't mind. I like it dirty. I didn't mean for it to come out like that, but as soon as I said it, oh my gosh.
That sounds nice.
I know that there's a lot of stigma and societal like standards that we have to live up to, and once girls start going more into the tattooing that goes past like the tramp stamp and like these cute little butterflies and shit, then they're kind of deemed to be a different type of female. I think that's completely stupid. Just because you're a female doesn't mean that you have to live to other people's standards. I think you just have to be you. So if it's something that you like and it's deemed as being masculine or unwoman-like or not feminine, I think those are the type of people that are telling you these things. Those are the ones that you have to stray away from, because they're the ones that lack self-confidence and don't really operate with logic, that just want to keep you at the level where they're at. And I feel that people that, specifically females, that just pursue what they want, they are constantly evolving and constantly trying to just find themselves and better themselves, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I can't look at the needle going in my skin. It freaks me out. Oh, damn, that's hot. It just really hurts more because it's a really thin needle, so it's the outlining needle. And that's like for you to get like, I could be wrong too. You're the pro here, not me, but from what I think I know, it's a really thin needle, so it literally feels like a knife is cutting through your body.
Yes.
This one, the needle is a lot thicker, so I mean it's still painful, but it's more of that rubber band feeling that people keep talking about. So it didn't hurt nearly as much as this one. This one felt like he's just been slicing me the entire time. I understand that there's like maternal part of it, like, oh, you know, if you want to be like a good role model for your future children, and you wanna be this way. But then I'm thinking, well, if you want to be a good mother, I mean, assuming that you even want a family, because that's a whole nother like societal thing, but if you want to set this example for your future offspring, then I'm like, why would you want to show them that you're this rigid ass bitch with a stick up your ass? You want to be someone that's very flexible and that's very understanding, very open-minded, so that you guys can progress as a family and hopefully one day progress as a gender. Again, I don't think that there's any right or wrong in pursuing what it is that you really, really want to do and what you really love. Because right now, till this day, I'm constantly like teaching my parents, who are like 30 years older than me, I'm constantly teaching them that their way isn't necessarily wrong, but there's other ways to look at the situation, and I've been blessed that they're a little bit more open-minded now than they were when I was younger. Because when I got this guy, they were like, oh my god, huh. But cut to a year later, they're like, alright, cool, I get it. Like, that's really neat. I didn't see your perspective. If you get any sort of resistance, be humble about it and try to understand the other person's situation, and then try to teach them, you know? Try to let them know that, hey, there's other ways to see the situation other than what you feel is right. Rock on. Do what you want to do. Live life. Oh yeah. All done. I've heard some comments on YouTube. They're like, why would you get that tattoo? It looks so stupid. It's just shapes. I'm like, oh my god, you're so dumb. You have no idea what it means. They just thought it was lines and shapes. So stupid.
You're not culturally educated.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, it's
So I didn't even bother replying.
It's interesting to me that there's so many people who write comments on social media and YouTube. Like, they're very smart. You know, they have a brilliant mind that they can
Apply to something else.
yeah, they can they can be great in tattooing. But I still don't see them tattooing. You know what I mean? I still see them wear tattoos, really bad tattoos.
That is true.
They have all these great ideas. And I can't believe people have all the time to sit and write down this great idea that they have about what it's supposed to look like, what it should be. But I still don't see them do it.
It's very interesting how it works.
Yes. If you can do it better, you do it. If you can do it better than me, then you should meet me at the convention. And we can sit next to each other.
Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? What the fuck? And then apparently sometimes my eyebrows grow really fast, so I'm about to shave it right now apparently. Because that's really fucked up. How dare you! That's a funny joke, Yeah. The fuck is this? I never used this